Hey folks out there in YouTube land, this is Perry again. Been a while since I did a video. I wanted to make a video about drilling some hard steel, or in this case, somewhat hard but tough steel. When I needed to put a new blade on the end of my bobcat bucket, I went down to the scrapyard and I bought some of these grater blades. These are the cast-offs, and these are not reversible. This is the edge that's worn right here, and you can see the holes are offset. So this seemingly clean edge is actually just the part that fits in the blade. But this is actually the grater blade edge. And a lot of people talk about, oh yeah, I found a grater blade edge on the side of the road. It's true. They're basically not worth anything except 60 cents a pound scrap when you're done with them. Now, these are really great. I used a plasma cutter to cut and put this on the bobcat bucket, but I've got this little segment right here that I want to actually try drilling, because I saw a YouTube video about drilling armor plate, and armor plate is, a lot of it is like 52-100 or like 46-100. It's about 200,000 psi steel. Some of it, the proper armor plate, not just the abrasion resistant steel, has boron in it, which makes it a really, really tough, hard to drill steel. But like AR500, that's just abrasion resistant plate. It's like T1, which is an agricultural steel that you use in something like a bucket edge, or like a thumb for an excavator. Okay, what we have here is a 31/64 high-speed steel. It's a PTD. I'm not sure off the top of my head who that is, but I know they're good quality drill bits. This particular drill bit right here is a resharp. It doesn't look like it's drilled very many holes. It still feels pretty sharp. I don't recall resharpening it, but I may have. Now, the trick to drilling this kind of stuff right here is speed. And if this thing works out the way I expect it to, we're probably going to be hitting about 100 RPM, maybe a little less, plenty of oil, lots of downfeed pressure. Okay, this is 100 RPM. I'm just going to pick a spot near the bottom of the curve right here. Plenty of that, vise is tight, waves are tight. Yeah, part's moving. Okay, vise is tight. And the part keeps moving, but really loosen this up and then really reef it down. Yep. Drill bits getting loose. It's a problem with using a chuck or whatnot. Now this should probably be about 45 Rockwell would be my guess. A little oil in there. Okay, there's our first hole. Let's back this up. We'll drill a hole right next to it, just for giggles. it's spotted. Put some oil in there. Okay. And I'm curious how this automatic feed would work on this. So we're at that 6, 1.5. Let's go to 3. Okay. Okay, that's a 3 down feed. So that's automatic feed. Yeah, that's not nearly as heavy a feed as I was putting on it. Let's try 6. A little bit of oil in there. Yeah, that sounds better. Yeah. So that's 6 thou per rev. Let's pop that out. Put some oil in there. It takes a little while to take up the lash and the feed. Okay, I think it just made it through. Yep. Okay, second hole. You ever watch any of those machining videos from manufacturers where they've got really, really big machines and they're cutting or drilling and they've got a really big cutter? The thing always moves really slow and you've got these just big chips coming off of it. Well, you kind of got to think like that, but in the small scale when you're dealing with hard material and whatnot. Now this is a stub length drill, and a stub length drill is stiffer and does not require a pilot hole or even a starting hole, like say for instance a jobber length drill would, because it's not going to wander like a jobber drill. Come on. Okay, now it's starting to take it up. This is just like cutting oil you can get from the hardware store. Call it tap oil or thread cutting oil. It's not the real high sulfur stuff, but it does have sulfur, it's just not as stinky as that high sulfur stuff. A little thinner too. Get it through the other side. So that was one continuous cut right there. Let me zoom in on those holes for you. Those holes are pretty clean. I'll blow some air in there to get the chips out. You'll see. Now you can see down in there, those holes are pretty decent. Yeah, that's a drilled hole. But yeah, they're pretty smooth. Now the question is, can I hold on to the drill bit? Ooh, hot. let's take a look at that cutting edge. You catch that light there, that cutting edge. You can see a little shiny lip where it's starting to get kind of dull on that corner there, right on this corner. But you know, this wasn't a brand new resharp when I started, but you can see when the light catches it, there's a little starting to blunt on that shoulder there. But overall, you know, I'd say, I don't know, I'd probably do at least 5 holes with this drill before I'd even touch it. I mean, like I said, I didn't resharpen this. If I'd started with a brand new drill or one that I just resharpened, then it probably wouldn't be so much an issue. But this one, it may have had some life on it, you know, some holes on it to begin with. The edge isn't really sharp anymore, I can feel that. It doesn't catch my finger. So it's definitely blunted a little bit. But this is a high-speed steel drill bit, and this is some hard, tough stuff right here. I mean, you can see, you know, these chips right here. See how springy it is? I mean, it took quite a bit of force to actually break that. But, you know, there's a 31/64 hole through there. Doesn't quite fit all the way through, so that hole isn't really super round. But, you know, if you're drilling 64ths oversized as a clearance hole for something, that would be acceptable.